set?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're recording already?
Here's the camera that we're going to be using. This is a Canon solid state camcorder. By solid state, I mean that we're not going to be using a tape to record onto. We can either record onto the hard drive inside or onto a SD card. Okay, I'll be giving each group an SD card that you can use to record your footage onto. It's probably not going to fit all of your footage for the entire project, but you can certainly have enough room to record for a period and then transfer your work. And you hold on to the SD card, okay, for the entire duration of the project. Then you can give it back afterward. The SD card, before I leave it, and before we put the camera on the tripod, the SD card goes in the side here, little door that says SD card. There's a spot here for 2 cards. We're only going to be using 1, so I can put it inside the first slot, okay, and close it up. And now the camera's ready to go on the tripod. It's already got a battery on here, okay, and it should be charged at the beginning of the period if the group before remembered to leave it charging. Okay, so when you're done with it, leave it charging and it'll be ready to go for you. Okay. To put the camera onto the tripod, we use this quick release plate, this metal plate, and that attaches to the head of the tripod, okay, almost in the same way that a ski binding attaches to a boot, okay. This metal plate will come inside here and it will push down on that pin and this will lock into place on the side of the plate. So here's how it works. I need to open up the plate or the head to make sure it's ready to accept the plate, and then I simply line up the camcorder, and the lens is going to be pointed away from you. The stick is going to be in your hand. That's how you know. So put the stick in your hand and the lens will be away from you, and then you simply place the camera on top of the tripod. I'll push down and you'll hear it lock and click into position. Hear that click? Okay, and that clicking sound was this lever moving from this position across like that. So now it's locked in. Okay, I can in fact lift up the entire tripod right from the camera. Okay, it's that secure. It shouldn't be moving or wiggling at all. If it is, something's probably not tight. Okay, so now that I have it on here, and you can watch the other video to learn how to adjust the tripod and work with it, we need to turn the camera on and just set up a few quick adjustments to make sure that we're ready to record onto our SD card. So here's a power button on the side of the camera, so I'm going to turn on the power first. We'll see a green power light come on. And then I have a general mode switch on the side here. I can leave the camera either on automatic, which will be fully automated, and I won't have any user control, okay? Or I can move over to manual mode, okay, where I have the chance to use some more manual features on the camera. We're not going to worry at all about cinema or auto mode. We're going to leave the camera on manual mode. Okay, that gives us the most flexibility. So I put the camera in manual mode. Now I'm going to open up the LCD screen, LCD finder. We can use either the viewfinder on the back, okay, or you can, and most people tend to want to use the LCD finder off of here. Okay, so we can see the camera's working now. One of the first things I'm going to do before I start recording is tell the camera where to record the footage to. Okay, if I leave it on its own now, it might record to the internal memory. I want it to record to SD card. So I'm going to click on function in the menu. These are touch menus. So I can click on function, menu. Okay. And of the menu options that are here, I believe it's this first one here. I'm going to scroll down on this menu here. Okay. Oh, sorry, second menu option here. Okay, recording mode, and then here we get an options for recording for movies. Okay, so for the recording media, I'm going to click on recording media, and I don't want to use the internal hard drive. I want to use the SD card that's in slot number A. Okay, so that's how I've ensured that it's going to record to my SD card. If I actually want to try getting ready for a recording, I have some zoom controls up in the top here, so I can zoom in. You can see my hand slowly getting bigger, or I can zoom out. Okay, it's your general zoom control. If I want to actually start recording, I simply press this red button. Press once to start recording. I can see the red record light come on. I can see the counter starting to move in seconds, and if I start to pan the camera over, we'll see my image change. And then I will stop. To stop recording, I'll press the button again. So I just recorded a clip. I can play it back immediately if I wanted to look at it and watch it. The word camcorder, what do you suppose that stands for? Camcorder.
Camera recorder.
Camera and recorder, okay? The camera can either play back video footage or record, but it can't do both at the same time, if that makes sense. So you have to tell it either to record or to play back. So here's the button. Okay, if I press this button, I can now look at my video footage and play back the clips that are on my card. And we'll see that right now there's only one clip on my card, that first one that we shot. If I click on it in the menu, we'll see it actually play. And of course we have sound with the recording too. There are microphones in the front of the camera for stereo sound, and those are recording audio at all times. We can turn off the sound later in the editing if you don't want it. And so that was that first clip. Okay, if I was done looking at the clips, then I can go back with this button here to record mode so that I'm ready to start recording some new clips. Okay? In some of the later lessons we'll go over some of the more advanced menu functions that are on the camera, but that's everything you need to get started. Okay. So both groups, I would suggest you can get the camera out if you want to practice getting it set up and figuring out how the camera attaches. It's always good to do. You may want to have one or two people in your group.
Should I press it?